What is going on, guys? My name is Soldiers, and today we are back again for another video of Attack on Titan Vengeance. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to maximize the amount of gold and EXP that you are getting from Attack on Titan Vengeance, and just overall increasing your level and increasing how much money you are getting per hour that you are grinding. So obviously there are some basic things that most people don't quite maximize their efforts in, and that's just really just gaining skill at the gear that you have. Of course, there are several different gears in the game that offer better better base stats when it comes to using gear, such as range, better blades, and stuff like that. And let's go ahead and just take a look. Let's just go over here and take a look at the gear, and I'll kind of explain what's a good spot to be at as far as gear would be going. So we're gonna come over here to Thomas, and you see this is what most people start off at, is first generation gear. This stuff is really bad, and first gen gear is really horrible. The blades do not last long, and you almost don't have any range and stuff. So I recommend saving up your gold to upgrade this as soon as possible. Second generation gear is still on the light side. It doesn't last very long. It's not much of an improvement from first gen gear, and it's just not that great even to use in combat, and you're still lacking in a lot of areas. Third generation gear is when stuff starts getting a little bit better. Durability and gas, you'll see a pretty decent improvement in as far as, you know, how long your equipment is lasting and stuff like that. And fourth generation is really a solid spot to be getting your gear to. If you can save up, I believe it's 25,000 gold, this is a very good spot to be at as far as when you are in the game. This is the current gear that I'm using right now, and I've been using it for the longest time, and it does me pretty well, even against like berserkers and stuff like that. So I do recommend just saving up for this fourth generation gear because it is very affordable when it comes to that point. Advanced gear, I'm not very familiar with it, but it's not much of an improvement from what I know from the fourth generation gear. You're just getting a little bit more blade durability and max gas, and of course these little small increases that you saw in speed, orbit speed, and blade length. Not too crazy, but it's still a solid choice. It's really not worth the price for the small amount of upgrades you get out of it. But yeah, so then we have perfect gear, obviously being the best gear in the game currently, and the improvements from perfect gear from advanced gear are absolutely insane. This is the pinnacle of gear in the game, and I would not recommend buying advanced gear unless you just have a crap ton of money and just want it for collections and stuff. And obviously having perfect gear, you are at the just very top. But let's just take a look here, back here at fourth generation. You see that we have 350 max gas and blade durability, and then we have 1.4 speed, 1.2 orbit speed, and 1.4 blade length. And if we just bump that up, you know, we're only gaining 1 speed. We're gaining I don't think we're, hold on, let me go back. Yeah, okay, so we're gaining literally 1 speed, no orbit speed, and we're gaining barely any max gas or max durability, and this is just not worth the price. Although it does look cooler, it's just not, it's not worth the price as far as that. So once you get fourth generation gear, I would start saving up for your perfect gear when you get to that point. So let's go ahead and briefly go over, you know, what you should do as far as pursuing a Titan, or how you should kill it. Let's get to a more open area, just so we don't have to worry about all these dumb buildings and stuff. It'd be easier to explain in an outside Titan. So let's go over to that blonde one over here. All right, so your approach to a Titan is almost everything. We're gonna ignore that red berserker. There are two ways you could obviously start your attack. You can hit it in the chest and come around and do an orbital around your Titan and doing that, or you can take the second approach, go straight for the face. If I can go for the face. Okay, we're not hitting the face of that. Go straight for the face, hop around, go up, hit it from the back. And then I'm sure there are some other approaches that you could take, but these are the two main ones that you're going to be focusing on as far as playing it safe and not dying, and also keeping your kill streak to get those loot boxes and stuff like that. We need to avoid this berserker because he's going to ruin everything. So we're just gonna go back inside and practice a little bit more as far as having our decent approach. And I will make another video. Basing on how you should approach berserkers and what you should do as far as killing them and getting your Titan crystals, loot boxes, and gear mods and stuff like that. But we will get to it here in a minute. So obviously we have our direct approach in a small space. Swoop around. Very easy to do orbitals and stuff like that. If your gear is on the lower end side, these maneuvers are gonna be just a little bit more difficult. But overall, it shouldn't be that hard. Of course, you do have the approach of just hitting the Titan with your Thunder Spear, shooting it really anywhere. Will just about kill any normal Titan, and you really shouldn't have to worry about them as far as worrying about killing them with a Thunder Spear, unless you hit them in the foot or something like that. 99% of the time that Titan's gonna die from a Thunder Spirit if they're normal. This isn't in the case for berserkers, but we will be talking about those in a separate video on how you should approach those situations, stuff like that. So just to kind of briefly go over again, we have the face approach where you damage their face and then you get them from the back. And we'll wait for this idiot to turn around. And then obviously we have our back approach that will just swing around. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about the keys and stuff about how to maneuver properly and stuff like that, since we're going over proper maneuvers and stuff like that. So obviously your Q and E are your hooks, and depending on what type of gear you have, can increase the length of distance that you can grapple and stuff like that. So keep that in mind when you are grappling to a Titan that you may or may not have to get closer depending on your gear. All right, so next thing we're going to briefly talk over is how to maneuver properly. So obviously we have our space bar, which is our boost. This will disperse gas. You'll lose more gas depending on how long you're holding space, and just keep that in mind when you're doing that. All right, so now we're going to talk about a little bit about more of the maneuverings. All right, so D, if you press D while you're gliding, you're going to orbit to the left. You're going to start rotating counterclockwise, and you're just going to rotate around the object. The same is for A, but you will be going clockwise around the target, just like so. And obviously, if you hold boost, you'll be spinning around them a good bit quicker. But I wouldn't do that unless you're trying to like dodge their hand and then prevent yourself from getting grabbed and stuff like that. And that's kind of the general gist of that. And that's your main sequence of just kind of practicing your maneuverability. Even if you just kind of have to go around, practice grappling, kind of knowing the distance of your gear, and trying to just get a feel about how much length can you really get out of this gear before, of course, if you run out of blades, run out of thunder spears, run out of gas, it really just all depends on what kind of gear you have in the end of the day. And getting to that 4th generation gear is a pretty solid spot as far as being able to take down 20 or more Titan without having to go and reload your blades every 5 seconds and stuff like that. But yeah, even just coming around the land, practicing your maneuver gear and kind of just getting the perfect feel of what the limits are, and how long it's going to last, and how much you really have to savor that gas and those blades and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's it pretty much for this video. I don't really have much else to say other than that. I will be talking a little bit more about leveling an EXP in the next video. Just keep in mind that, you know, when you're really when it comes down to it, your skill at the game is dependent on how much EXP you're getting and how much gold you're getting when you're grinding this game. So keep that in mind, and in a later video I will be discussing skills and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.